Circleville is a small city in Ohio that has a population of over 13,000. Its biggest event is the annual Circleville Pumpkin Show. It is also the home of a mysterious letter writer known as the Circleville letter writer. Starting in 1976, residents of Circleville began receiving mysterious, vindictive letters. Thousands of letters, written in block letters, were sent to city officials and even normal citizens. One recipient of the letters was school bus driver Mary Gillespie. She received letters accusing her of having an extramarital affair with a school official. On August 19, 1977, Mary's husband Ron Gillespie received a phone call seeming to indicate the identity of the writer. He left his house with his gun to confront the writer. He was found dead a short distance from his house. His car was driven off the road and his gun had been fired once. He died as a result of the crash, and it is unknown why he fired the gun. It is unclear if it was an accident or murder. Later, while driving her bus, Mary saw signs along her route harassing her. She went to take one down and discovered a booby trap meant to fire a gun at her. The gun belonged to her former brother-in-law Paul Freshour. Freshour was convicted of attempted murder and was thought to be the Circleville writer. However, while incarcerated, the letters continued despite him being in solitary confinement without access to letter-writing material and his mail being monitored. He was denied parole because of the letters and received one himself after his parole was denied.
There is a house somewhere in China, built sometime after the first emperor had unified it. The house is built in treacherous terrain, and has not been seen by human eyes for some time. If you stay in the house, you'll notice something very strange. If you take measurements, you'll find that the inside of the house is larger than the outside. First it'll be a fraction of an inch, then an inch, then a foot, then a yard. There will be features from the inside that are impossible to find externally, like extra rooms and hallways. Going within these is safe, and you can see the outside, but strangely enough no one at the outside can see you or the feature. Most people get out at this point, but their vision is forever altered. The world keeps distorting in dimensions and size in their eyes. Then there are those who choose to stay further, and have never been seen again. It is said that they occupy the parts of the building that only reveal themselves to those who stay longer.
It was 4:03 in the morning and I woke up screaming. It was my dream. In my dream, I watched everyone I ever knew or loved be killed by the creature. It had a short fat body, and long slender arms, which ended with claws that looked more like swords than claws. Its eyes were slits that glowed red in the darkness, and its teeth were long like horns, and sharp like steak knives. It looked at me before it killed them, and laughed each time before it ripped apart my loved ones with its sharp claws. How had it found us? It tricked me into letting it into my home. By mimicking the voice of my father, it couldn't come in without permission, it told me after it ripped out my mother's heart. The dream ended with the creature laughing its evil cackle and slowly walking towards me, dragging its claws on the floor. I screamed, and sat up. I was in my room, in my bed, safe again. 4:03, I hear a knock at the door. I froze up instantly. "Tommy, I heard you screaming, are you alright?" I heard my mother say. "What a relief, Mom's here." "I'm fine, Mom, just a bad dream," I replied, the relief washing over me. "Okay honey, I got you a glass of water, do you want it?" Mom said back to me. "Sure, come in," I said. And as those words left my mouth, I remembered that it was September, and I had moved back into my college dorm 3 weeks ago. Oh, I always love this part. You know, when you have to talk to the cops after a fender bender. They didn't even give me a ride after I finished my citation. Figures. I started hitchhiking the rest of the 10 miles home and it is already 4 a.m. I'm tired from my third shift job. I walk along the road hoping for somebody to pick me up. Nobody does. I check my phone. Shit, it must have fallen out of my pocket before I left. I'm too tired to care. I'll call a friend from home in the morning to get a new one. The sun is starting to come up. I get to my front door. That's funny, I always thought the sun rose from the east. Whatever, I'm tired and I'm just seeing things. I grab my spare key from under a rock in case I lost my original. It's funny, I swore I grabbed my keys before I started walking home. I unlock my front door, open it, and am suddenly greeted to a blinding light and a balding siren. That's odd, it sounds almost like an ambulance. I step inside, but this isn't my house, I'm back at my car. What the fuck? I look at my car, there are paramedics scrambling around the driver's side. I don't see much, but I swear I saw Mijel, zap. Doctor, we have a pulse. Very good nurse, we almost lost this one.
The snow finally stopped, leaving a blanket of white around my house. No work, no school, no roads. That's why I had to let the man stay a while. I mean, who would send a poor stranger back out into the cold after he'd come to the door for help? He was shivering, wet from the recent snowfall. Curious, however, that I didn't notice any footprints leading up to the house as I let the man in. Must be a trick of the light. The man is so strange. I feel him watching me, but when I glance back at him, he's just staring straight ahead. He doesn't talk. I don't think I've even seen him eat. He just sits there, shivering, his hair and clothing dripping. The missing footprints are bothering me, so I check by the front door again. No snow's fallen since he's arrived, but I still don't see any footprints. Wait, I was wrong. There are footprints. Just not coming from the road. I check around the side of the house, and sure enough, there they are. My eyes follow them from my porch, across the backyard, just past the trees, and then they stop. At the old well that's been boarded up since I moved in. Squinting my eyes, I see that the well has been opened. Behind me, I hear a steady drip, drip, drip.
Living in a densely populated area can drive you nuts. Sometimes when I need to get some self-time, I take a drive out of town. There is this quiet forest near a lake I always visit, and it's astounding how untouched the place feels. Recently I found out why this place was so deserted. It's apparently close by a Amish region. When I heard about this, I figured it could be an experience to see the place, so I took a detour last lake visit to quell my curiosity. When I got there, I parked my car outside a village and proceeded on foot. The place was almost as desolate as the forest. No people around for what felt like miles, and when I saw someone, they were always extremely hospitable and courteous. That sounds nice, right? But it wasn't. It's hard to explain, but the way they acted didn't feel natural. The courteous language and ludicrous amount of hospitality felt like an act. An excuse to get you inside their houses and away from prying eyes. One family in particular, they kept saying that they couldn't have dinner without me, and they really sounded like they meant it. They were very fiscal. At several points I was grabbed by the shoulder or arm while they practically pleaded for me to just get in their house. It flattered me, but I had already eaten before I came to the village and decided to leave. As I got back to my car, I noticed a carving on a tree. It said, "People are cattle." I don't know why, but the carving unnerves me. I don't think I will go back there again.
Be in a house. Wandering downstairs for a drink. Before I open the fridge, I do a double take over at the couch. There, right before my eyes, is what appears to be a person sitting insipidly on the couch and staring right at me. I quickly grab the fridge door handle and open it slowly. At first, I swear I can see the light reflecting off his eyes, but before enough light fills the room to see any details of his face, he disappears. I'm staring at an empty couch for a few moments. Convinced I imagined it? I get a sprite and head back upstairs. As my eyes are getting used to the darkness again, and I pass the couch, I do another double take. The shadow person is still sitting there, hasn't moved an inch. I walk towards the stairs, slowly. I'm not convinced it's real, or if it is, that it means me any harm. As I approach the stairs, I notice, ever so slowly, his head turns to follow my progress across the room. Okay, that's creepy. Run upstairs as fast as possible. I have since moved out of that house because I kept seeing shadow people all the damn time. At first, I tried just keeping the lights on all the time, even when I wasn't home, but there would always be corners of the house where light didn't reach. The basement behind the heater, for instance, in closets, under the stairs, at the end of halls. It got to the point that whenever I looked in a dark place, they'd be there. Plus, I couldn't really sleep with the lights on. The insomnia started to get to me.
Here's my best one, happened a few months back. College fag. College is an old castle that was a radio station in World War I era. The third floor is a single hallway and always dark as shit up there. Class is rarely on third. I'm fucking around exploring during break. Go up to third, look around a bit. Suddenly muffled mumbling / talking from the end of the hallway. Break equals nobody's up there. What the ever-loving fuck? Decide to be tough and go like, yo, shouldn't you be outside? Door to classroom opens. This guy comes out. Floats. Out. No legs, just a torso and arms and a head. You know that feel when you're so scared you just get tears in your eyes. Guy continues mumbling and stares at me. Suddenly blinks a few feet forward. Like a video skipping frames. Almost died running down the stairs 3 at a time. Skip every class on third from that point. The mumbling got me, man. It got me so good, something about it scared the ever-loving shitfuck out of me, and then he suddenly skips forward like 4 feet. Nobody knows why I'm never in class on the third floor. He looked so sad, / so inconsolably sad. Like he'd given up on everything just before he died.
B/fit/. In my workout room. Curling all the reps, oh yeah. Squatting like a Slav. Bang echoes out from something slamming in the kitchen. Better not be raccoons in my jerky again. Finish my rep, head into the kitchen to rescue jerky. Cabinet door where I keep the pots and pans is open. Hum.jpg. Close cabinet, notice that window over sink is open. iz.png. Close window over sink, double check back door to make sure it's still shut, how raccoons got in last time, deadbolt is still good. Back to workout.mp4. Getting into it again, feeling the burn. Hear that bang again from the kitchen, followed by a pot getting tossed across the kitchen into something, immediately stop. Hear freezer door open and a plastic bag get flung somewhere. Onoididn't.wave. Screaming like a crazy man, I grab a pair of 10-pound weights and book it to the kitchen. Cabinet door is open again. Freezer door is open. Pot is hanging off the edge of the stove. Has a bag of frozen chicken in it. X/men, I think I've got a poultygeist. Oh, I got a good one. For backstory's sake, I am an avid quail farmer. Be me. Indoor quail farmer. Talking to my friend about the benefits of indoor quail farming. If you keep them in a drawer, it makes it easier to regulate their temperatures. While explaining this, I feel a chill down my spine. Davefuk.jpg. Brush it off and go home. Later that night. Getting ready to go to sleep when I hear a loud bang. Turn on the light to see a black apparition heading towards my drawer. My quail drawer. Quickly grab my bedside cross and throw it towards it. The apparition disappears. This is a daily occurrence at this point. I have no idea what ghosts have against indoor quail farming, but they will not stop attacking me and my wonderful quails.
I have a kinda spooky story more than anything. I used to work for a theater as community service to get hours to put on my resume. Awkward 18-year-old fresh from high school. Looking for jobs but most reject due to no experience. Start doing community service for a theater in the summer before going to college. Became a favorite of the supervisor and he lets me close with him. He tells me some generic bullshit about how to close a theater and cash out box office, etc. Mentions that there is a ghost of the theater of an old technician that died on the property when a stage light fell on him. Brush it off as general spooky story shit to just make me feel on edge because every theater is supposedly haunted. Closed for several weeks and didn't notice a single thing. One day I was closing though I noticed something strange. As I was locking up the main prop room and wood shop I noticed a single stage light was on. Find this strange since I was just up there and turned everything off and locked it up and start walking upstairs. Went up the main ladder behind the stage and tried to open the catwalk door. Shit's locked. Immediately start to find this weird due to it only being me in this theater and my closing clipboard by the door confirms I turned everything off. Go inside and go to the light. Shit's off. Oh fuck. Grab the nearest swingable object and walk back to the exit. Shit's locked. Begin to just question my sanity and unlock it. Make my way downstairs and make my way to the stage. Finish closing and as I leave I noticed a shadow figure sitting in the sound booth. I say figure because once I noticed it I noped the fuck out of there, but it was humanoid. Call supervisor and let him know I closed everything. I guessed he was pranking me and accused him of scaring the shit out of me. He was at his house and I could hear his dog in the background. Had about 2 more weird incidents after that before I stopped working there. Still freaks me out.
Haha, I don't remember if you were pretty much the other active poster in that thread or not. Anyway, carrying on. Anyway, since we're in Japan, I'll tell you guys about the Nihonzo. It's in Shimabara, on the island of Kyushu. Shimabara is pretty famous for that disastrous eruption some years back, killed a lot of people and even a portion of the city has been preserved to showcase the tragedy. Anyway, the Nihonzo is a giant statue of Buddha sleeping, attaining enlightenment, basically, and it's located in a huge-ass cemetery. Anyway. Be me, a handful of years ago. Visiting Shimabara with family, 'cause we like to travel and see things. Mom really spiritual, wants to see Nihonzo. Sure, what else is there to do in Shimabara? Walking through the huge cemetery. Didn't realize the statue was in a cemetery. This is strange for a Buddhist statue. Find it, Mom in awe, I'm bored and wander off. Pass by several mourners dressed all in black, think nothing of it. Keep eyes lowered and looking at some of the graves. Finally look up at grave, notice someone standing behind it. Wearing all black, mourner. Why are they behind the grave? Why is their head bowed? Look around, see the whole row of graves have people in black behind them. Think, shit, creeped out, seeing things again, nope nope nope. Mom finds me, asks why I have a strange look on my face. Ask her about the mourners we passed by. What mourners? No one is here but us, the priests aren't even out here. Explain to Mom what I saw. She tells me not to talk to anyone until we are out of the cemetery.
Circa 2005. One last campout with cousin and friends before college. Awesome spot on uncle's property. Not far from homes at all but down a mountain so have to climb on ATV. Sit up camp next to huge bend in creek. Sun goes down. Spotlighting fish in water, no real luck. Cousin and I notice every time we turn light off we hear whoosh whoosh through water. Turn light back on, sound stops but huge ripples in water. No fish in water, sounds like someone wading in water. Moving towards our side of shore. Freak, but don't say anything to other friends. Decide to go back to campfire, begin talking. Start to hear voices echoing off of hillside. Not out of usual due to night hunting / fishing in my state. Voices never get clear, can't tell what they are whispering but realize it's not coming off the hillside, it's all around us. All very disturbed at this time. Something runs through tall grass all around campsite. Can hear very heavy footfall of whatever, not small animal. One of girls screams and points towards ATV parked 10 yards away. At this moment huge wind gust almost blows fire completely out, goes down to ashes but sparks back. Look where girl is pointing, see very dark outline against pitch black night behind it. Realize that this is not good at all. We all stand and want to run to ATV to leave but can't. Shadow figure is gonna jack our ride. Shadow stands up, like 7 feet tall, no feet. Zigzag flashes, Anyone who has seen anything like this knows how they move, back towards train tunnel entrances that go under mountain, pick related. They are 150 yards away, must pass to climb trail out. Pick related but not actual tunnel, just for example of how creepy. After it flashes back towards tunnel, all begin having panic attacks, like seriously. Get on ATV, despite running fine coming down has trouble starting to leave. It fires up after having to give it choke and rev. All pile on, fire is in rock circle and cleared so leave it burning, nobody wanted to be in dark D-Spire ATV headlights. As we head out of there full speed, we all know we have to pass train tunnel to get to trail. As we pass train tunnel, I am looking at N hard but see nothing. I thought I saw a shadow move, but seeing dark against more dark is hard when moving. Relieved that we can finally go without getting caught / murdered / whatever by shadow. As we head up windy path, surrounded by trees in the dark, girl on back of four-wheeler starts screaming again. She is screaming go go go, please go faster. In tears, hysterical. At this point male cousin starts telling me the same. I put it to the floor, no pedal on ATV but whatever, not looking behind me at all. Half out of fear, half out of safety. When we get back, girl is having full-blown panic about what she saw behind us. She literally never recovered, had to take her to hospital. She now has major mental issues and requires meds. Couldn't get story from her what she saw but cousin told me. When I was driving up mountain path, apparently the shadow figure was peeking out from behind trees, its eyes were wide open and white. Look at your reflection right now and open eyes as wide as you can, that's how wide open they were, staring at them from behind trees. Pick is related, that's how the eyes looked apparently by more wide. It kept popping out from trees all the way up the path, till we passed a slave graveyard, from slaves who dies building tunnel. Cousin and I slept in his basement that night, heard scratches against wall / outside door but could have been animal. True story. Girl lost her mind from this, ruined her life.
Be the cinematographer for a horror film. Film is shot entirely in a massive mansion, biggest house I've ever seen, in the middle of nowhere near the edge of a cliff overlooking the sea. Before arriving was told that the house was haunted and even the owners refused to go there these days. Heard that when the director and location scout arrived there was a total power cut but all the alarms on the clocks went off at once. First night of shooting I start hearing whispering and whistling coming from empty rooms / floors. Everyone thinks I'm bullshitting until they start to hear it too. Lights randomly go off. Wake up in the middle of the night and find that the door to my cabin is open even though I locked it from inside. Makeup artist asks lead actress why she was up so early. Actress says she wasn't. Makeup artist says she spoke to her at 5 a.m. Actress denies it. Artist says that come to think of it she never actually looked at / saw the actress but spoke to her thinking she was behind her. Doors start flinging open randomly despite all the doors to outside and windows being shut. A child handprint appears on a wall in chalk, but the owners later said that was always there. Creepiest part coming up. All the actors are gone and it's just me, the director and 2 technicians left to do second unit stuff and establishing shots. Kept getting bits of dirt / dust in the camera sensor despite me being extremely careful and precious with all the gear. My key grip loses the fucking sensor cleaning brush. We're all in the same room. I say we should plug the vacuum cleaner in. At this point it should be noted that the house had a central vacuum cleaning system, where there's sockets in the walls that you should plug the cleaner into. The moment I say we should get the vacuum cleaner we all hear vroom. Search around the house. Find a portable vacuum cleaner, not the one used for the central system, in the middle of the hallway, plugged into the wall and switched on.
Security guard for private morgue a couple years back has about 50 bodies at any one time. £18 and 60 pence per hour. Easy money. Boring as shit 2:50 a.m. in the morning. Watching a film, I think it was Thor, and drinking a cup of tea. Massive fucking crash out of nowhere. Shit myself due to the quietness, tea goes everywhere. Grab my torch and baton and head towards the noise where I notice a door is wide open and some cabinets are toppled out. What the fuck? Notice that it looks like someone was standing at the corner hallway, but might just be my imagination due to the time. Regardless, say, is anyone there? Come out now and you won't get in trouble for trespassing. Get no response. Pick the cabinets up, put them behind the door and close it once again, locking it with my skeleton key. Have a quick look at the corner hallway before heading back to the front desk. Sit back down at around 3:15 a.m. wiping up the cold spilt tea. 1 hour goes by, it's close to 4:20 a.m. My shift is over in a little under 3 hours. Still pitch black, then I hear it. A fucking scream emanating from that hallway. I checked. I panic like a motherfucker. Grab my torch, my baton is out and got a knife in my pocket anyway for backup. Charge into hallway, notice the double doors at the end are open as are 2 side rooms. Despite them being locked the hour before. 2 lights are blown out. Run back to front desk checking CCTV. Doors just blow open when that scream emanates. Don't know what to do. Start thinking of all paranormal shit. Breathing rapidly. Decide to fuck it, and head back to the hallway. Lock the 2 doors in the hallway. Head towards the double door slowly. That's where I saw it. A body from the morgue was on the floor along with body parts. I'm nearly gagging. This fucking woman's scream sounds again. I nope.avi the fuck out of there. Run straight to front desk. Auto ring the police. No answer, which is 100% not possible. Hear laughing and footsteps from the hallway I came from. Guttural scream from the hallway, a poise that one. Start praying under my breath. Grab my knife. Fuck the baton. Auto ring police again. Still no answer. Literally shaking like a bitch right now. Start shouting, I'm a son of God. Begone beasts, trying to remember anything that annoys ghosts and shit. I'm backing up towards the front doors at this point with my pass card ready in my left hand. Doors unlock and they open automatically. Fall outside. Call police. It works. It's now around 5:15 to 5:20 a.m. or something. Dawn is slowly coming. They respond within 8 minutes or so. Tell them everything. They don't believe me but check it out anyway. Get checked for alcohol, all clean. Need drug test when I get to station. They bring me in to check cameras. No footage for over 2 hours. They all went down around the time the first noise happened. No bodies or body parts in hallway. No broken lights. No evidence of anyone being there but me. Owner gets called in. Basically waves it off as prank by a bored guard. Taken to police station for questioning. There for close to 3 hours for statements. Nothing they can do as no crime took place but caution me for wasting police time. Go back a day later, tell the owner I quit and give him back the pass card, uniform, and baton. He says, you should have sated them, they are quiet then, without even looking at me filling in some paperwork. Nope.avi. And walk out. Never again. Creepiest thing that has happened to me. I'm getting shivers remembering it. I know what I saw and heard. I've guarded morgues before that one but never experienced anything like that.